All right, we got One Punch Man chapter 220. Let's get it.
So coming into this chapter, we're seeing Blue,
Blast Son, bro. This style looks so dope to me. It giving me okay, there you go.
Son of Blast and the leader of the Neo Heroes looking for my mask, because we saw at the end of the previous chapter that the Neo Heroes were now given like legal clearance to start conducting their hero duties, you know, the same way that the Hero Association does. And the first thing that Blue is doing is going after my mask because, you know, everyone knows that he's a monster now. And after he saw that like Saitama shot off with him, he's essentially like a fugitive. And as he's tracking him, he's looking in Z City, which was destroyed in the Monster Association War, and he sees that Saitama is pulling my mask somewhere around there, and he immediately starts going after him. Then he notices that like, whoa, Saitama is incredibly fast. So fast, in fact, that he says he has to remove the limiter on his suit. And that's really interesting, and we'll come back to that. But Blue is so fast.
Bro, look at this, bro. This some dope, man. Murata got in his bag with this type stuff.
That he is catching up to Saitama. And this is just Saitama casually strolling.
Yeah, just jumping pretty much.
Not like earnestly trying to like get somewhere ultra fast, because if he did, then obviously Blue wouldn't be able to keep up with him. But out of nowhere, Genos,
this is dope, bro. Gotta get the drawing, bro. This dope.
Interjects in front of Blue, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And at this point, Saitama gets away with my mask, as we knew that he was going to, because this sequence is kind of a flashback, I guess. Now, Blue, of course, knows who Genos is because he's an S-class hero, you know, Demon Cyborg. And he's questioning Genos immediately.
Bro, this is so dope. Why does it remind me like some Kingdom Hearts type stuff? I don't know. Like, he just remind me of some Kingdom Hearts type stuff. I don't know what it is, but this is dope, man.
He's like, what are you doing? Why are you letting my mask get away? He's a freaking monster. Is this like the Hero Association trying to cover this up? And also, what's the deal with that fast, bald cape guy? And Genos is like, I'm detecting a high energy signature from your right arm. A powerful weapon like that shouldn't be available to like an ordinary person. If you're not a registered hero, you're prohibited from carrying overpowered weaponry. And then Blue's like, well, you know, you were pretty active before you were registered as a hero as well, Genos. Like, I did a little background check on every single powerful professional hero. And this is very true. When we first meet Genos in the series, he's kind of like, I guess you could say, a vigilante, a cyborg for justice. Then Blue reveals who he is, and he says, you know, my name's Blue. I'm the leader of the Neo Heroes. And then Genos is like, oh, Neo Heroes. Well, then I guess there's no reason for us to fight. So crisis averted, very understanding of Genos here. Of course, he was very aware of the Neo Heroes. They did reach out to him before this, trying to recruit him, but he declined because Saitama said that he probably wouldn't join them either. And Blue once again asks Genos, he's like, you know, what is Saitama doing with a my mask? And then Genos, with a very cool response, is like, I don't know. His actions have nothing to do with the Hero Association. Saitama Sensei isn't constrained by any rules. And Blue questions that, rightfully so. He's like, and you're actually okay with that? Aren't you an S-class hero? And I guess Genos kind of just leaves at that point, with Blue reflecting to himself, thinking that, like, you know, everything about the Hero Association is pretty corrupt, whether it's their management or the heroes themselves. I can't imagine being cooperative with them, you know, like the Neo Heroes working with the Hero Association. Now, that is both true and not true, because yes, the Hero Association is corrupt, as we have seen on various levels. What is happening with Saitama and Genos and my mask here doesn't really reflect that, but it's just supposed to set up Blue doubting the Hero Association, because going further, this is obviously going to set up more tension between the Neo Heroes and the Hero Association. Hey, also guys, can you please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already? I know a lot of you watch this through like the recommended videos or the browse, and that's fine. I do that a lot myself, but we're almost at 300,000 subs, and I'm trying to get there before the year is over. We only have like 2,000 and some change left. I know we can do it. And also, please like this video. Just hit the like button right on your phone there. It'll help the video. It'll help me. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Then Blue gets a notification that there's like a monster attack, which he's going to go respond to. So we might see Blue actually fight in the next chapter. And that's where that sequence ends. So this is a pretty exciting start to like this new arc that we're getting into with the Neo Heroes, I guess, competing against the Hero Association. So first of all, where did Saitama take my mask? Like I said before,
that's what I've been wanting to know, bro. Where he took him?
Or we don't know. He took him somewhere safe so that he can lie low for a while for things to blow over, I guess, since he is public enemy number one. But then we have another question. And it's like, what would have happened if Blue were to fight Genos here? And to be honest, I don't really know. Both of them are kind of at an ambiguous level of power right now. While Genos was extremely powerful in the Monster Association War, you know, with his Daedric form or whatever you want to call it, his 10-second full power mode, he doesn't have that anymore. He's now Lightning Core Genos or whatever. And I think the last time that we saw him like kind of get into a fight at all was off panel, I suppose, because he's talking to Saitama at the end of chapter 209. He says that he ran into a monster and he won, but it was a fairly strong demon level threat, so he didn't come out unharmed. So Genos in this form is still kind of like struggling against high demons, I guess. Yes, he could beat them, and maybe he could like super high diff a dragon if he really needed to, but he's not as strong as I guess you would think he would be at this point in the story. Now, as for Blue, this is the only time we've ever seen him do anything. We don't know what he's capable of. We just know that he does have a suit on, and that when he removes the limiter on it, he's fast enough to almost catch up with like a casual Saitama. But first, let's talk about our favorite Japanese snacks. But I'm sure the heroes zone it. Thanks, guys. Now, this suit that he's wearing is essentially like the Neo Heroes suit. We saw the Neo Heroes getting fitted for this, especially Suiryu, but I'm sure this is like a special suit. It's probably not the same exact one. Now, also, him being the son of Blast, it makes you wonder, like, does he have the same abilities as Blast? And this isn't a spoiler.
He probably do. He probably got something similar to it, though.
When I say this, just in my opinion, it doesn't seem like he does, because if he did, he would have just used them to, you know, wormhole Saitama or wormhole to catch up with him, or he
probably didn't want to do it.
Would have manipulated space-time in some way, the way that Blast does, right? So I guess
it could be a way that he probably got like, he probably have like a certain, I don't know, they probably give him like a certain, like he probably got like a certain limit or something. I don't know. It's something, bro. We just gotta wait, bro. I don't know. I'm jumping all over the place.
He doesn't have access to those powers, at least maybe yet. Maybe it's something that he has to unlock. The verdict is still out with Blue. Let me also mention that, like, it's still not, like, 100% confirmed that Blue is even truly the son of Blast. I mean, yes, they do have the same eyes, but Blast hasn't, like, come out and said, yep, he's my son. And that's not a spoiler either, because, you know, Blast hasn't even been revealed in the webcomic yet. I will just say that, considering what we're seeing of Blue here, it seems like he is for sure S-class level, whatever you want to take away from that. Now, once we're coming into the second half of this chapter, we're coming
Black S and Rover, bro. My boy Black S is back.
Into Saitama's neighbors at the Hero Association, Forte, Butterfly DX, and Chain and Toad. And it's revealed that they have been offered to join the Neo Heroes. And they're just going over how everything at the Neo Heroes is said to be better. And they're conflicted as to whether they should leave or not, because it almost seems too good to be true, I suppose. But then also they're like, you know, who's going to take care of
Look at Rover and my boy Black S.
Rover, because he's kind of been left in their care by Saitama, and most of them, or at least definitely Forte, is aware that Saitama is the one above all. So they like kind of serving him in a way, I guess. But this is mainly supposed to show us that the Neo Heroes are trying to actively sabotage the Hero Association by pulling their heroes away from them. And it's not even just the S-Class heroes, it's the A-Class heroes as well. And while they're having this conversation, Black S is listening. And
my boy Black S.
Black S gives us some extremely important and interesting dialogue, and I'm just going to summarize this and paraphrase it, but he says, this is a time where they should be working together, you know, the Neo Heroes and the Hero Association, but instead they're like sabotaging each other. And that the Hero Association has only been around for a few years and it's already getting swallowed by a new power. And that reminds us that yes, the Hero Association is relatively new. They're only like 3 years old. It's easy to forget that because it seems like they're just an institution that has been around for years and years and years, but no, they kind of started when Saitama himself started being a hero, because he had saved Agoni's grandson from Crablante. Like, that's what inspired Agoni to start the Hero Association. Agoni, just some random rich guy. We don't really get too much info into him, I guess. And then Black S wonders if, like, the Neo Heroes will become a threat to them. Monsters, but more so, I guess, just Black S and Rover individually. And he still kind of writes them off, because he just says humans in general are, like, fragile, and no matter how good their leadership is, a giant monster or a monster such as himself isn't going to lose to like an army of ants. Because as we saw, Black S, without like Garo,
I'm telling you, bro, Black S is my favorite, bro. Look at what this guy can do. Look what he can cause, bro. Look at this stuff.
probably could have defeated the S-Class heroes during the Monster Association War. I mean, Tatsumaki was already kind of out of commission, but Platinum S against Tatsumaki would have been a very interesting fight. And speaking of Tatsumaki, he also brings up the point that he is...
Bro, this is like one of the funniest, like, this is... Why? It's supposed to be serious, but then we just got why, bro?
wary of heroes on her level as well as Saitama. And he also finds that the Hero Association giving monsters like them licenses to just go on a rampage is like detrimental, which also brings up an interesting point because it's like, yes, these heroes are incredibly powerful. They're so powerful that they could easily destroy cities, if not even the world, if they really wanted to. And the only thing that's really keeping them in check is just the fact that the Hero Association assumes that they're going to stay moral. So other heroes, especially tamed ones in comparison to them, it doesn't really bother Black S. And he says that the Neo heroes like
my boy.
Weakening the Hero Association will ultimately be detrimental to humanity, because of course it will. But that ultimately will be beneficial to Black S and Rover, as he's speaking for him here. And all he has to do is just keep eating dog food and bide his time, and the opportunity will come. And this is very foreboding, because Black S has kind of been lulling the audience into a false sense of security since the Monster Association has ended. He's become the role of like being a pet to Saitama along with Rover, but he still is really evil. I mean, he's one of the most evil monsters there.
Yeah, man. They're like, bro, come on, Black. No, don't make my boy Black. Don't make my boy Black S evil, bro. At least let him be like an anti or something. Like, don't just let him like go back. You know, cause Saitama can easily beat him. You know, I just don't want my boy to go back being I just want him to just stay in as much as he can, bro.
Is, and one of the most powerful for sure. Just that at the end of the Monster Association arc, he was reduced to just one single cell, as we see here. And as we saw, he was just buying his time, laying low, and just recovering his cell stock by eating. So this means that Black S will once again become like a massive threat to the heroes and humanity in general. It's very possible that he may even surpass Platinum S at one point and become something even greater than that. Now, when is he going to come back as being a threat?
I don't want him to come back, man. I just want him to be like just this, my little boy.
A spoiler when I say this. I would say don't expect it to happen anytime soon. I expect Black S to come back in full form and be like a threat in like the last saga of the series. Like right now we're in like the second saga. The first saga was like, you know, the beginning up until the end of the Monster Association War. And then this saga is going to be like the Neo Heroes versus the Hero Association, and then whatever transpires with that. And then the third saga will be all about humanity versus God. And I think once God comes more into the spotlight, Black S will be as well, and he'll probably become one of God's, like Akatsuki or Espada, one of like his main disciple monsters. You know what I mean? Like the final villains always have like a team with them in these type of series, and I think Black S will be one of them. Then we come into the end of the chapter, and Saitama is coming back to the group here with some dog food for Rover, and Butterfly DX is like berating Saitama, saying that you can't just get him any kind of dog food. Like this is adult dog food, and Rover's just like 4 months old or something. Now, I don't know if that means that Rover has regressed to being 4 months old after getting punched by Saitama and from the destruction of the Monster Association or whatever, or Psychos found Rover when he was just a pup or something, because Overgrown Rover is apparently like a result
somehow this thing was big
of experimentation from Psychos. So I don't know if we're gonna get more into like his backstory, or maybe this is one just giving us little bits of it. Then in a surprise ending sequence here, we see that there's individuals here that are asking Saitama to be recruited into their organization. Now you're just led to believe that this is the Neo Heroes, because you know the group here was talking about Neo Heroes asking them to be recruited. But since it's Saitama, it makes you wonder, like, is this really the Neo Heroes? Because Saitama isn't always like a big deal to everyone else, especially most of the world, when they just kind of see him as like a joke. There's only like a handful of characters that are aware that Saitama is strong, and then there's even less than that who realize that he is the one above all. So it makes you wonder, like, who is this group trying to recruit Saitama here? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait to see the next chapter. Let me know what you thought about this one in the comments, guys. If you liked it, please give it a like, and please.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, bro. We here for it all. You already know. Link up on our screen, like us. Let's go.